We do have a custom Buchla patch going right now. I don't have the second camera set up for you to see it, but it's just to this side of the screen here. And it is live. We have a live patch. Welcome in, welcome in. Oh, what a day. What a glorious May the 4th to you all. I should have put that in the title. What was I thinking? Happy May the 4th.
Missed opportunity there. I know it's weird not seeing us in our pajamas.
You really think we're in our pajamas all the time? Yeah, I can feel that way when you work from home. Hey, Obama's
It does feel that way for me.
G-Man Prime, good to see you. Oh, Celluloid, dropping some ARC 2600 combo in the chat. I love it. Danielle, welcome in. Thank you for your help today. Oh, I love everything that everyone's saying. Noise, welcome back.
Is the patch too loud?
Mr. X. Hype. The big reveal, the new Berry Buchla. Oh gosh, that made my stomach churn. Oh, G-Man! Which
Hint,
color?
it's not
Both
an
colors?
electronics product. It's not an electronics product.
It's a collars kind of event, if you know what I mean. Make mistakes! No, nothing has been missed. All you missed was us taking extra time to set up because this is extra special. It's kind of, we've never done a stream like this before where we're just kind of showing you stuff on the screen and talking about something. Like we haven't really had, I think it's like our 1 year stream anniversary.
Something like that, yeah. I was thinking about that.
Not even 1 year as affiliate, just on Twitch, period.
Mm-hmm.
And we hadn't used this feature of sharing the screen and like having a conversation with a whole community of people. Like, we didn't know we were going to be here, So this has all been very like, build it and go and build it and try it and go and you know what I mean? You all know because you're all here with us. But yeah, this is quite the experience. So it took us a little extra to set up.
Always DJing.
New fashion line, Danielle. I love that idea. That actually is a childhood dream of mine. Thank you for mentioning that.
I'm only going to be dressing like this from now on. I'm not lying.
That's a good idea to say it, and so that you'll commit to it. But yeah, as a child, I secretly had a fashion line as a kid. Nobody knew about it. It was just my own collection of things I had drawn. Oh, I've never told anyone that. Oop.
I didn't know about that.
I felt inspired to be like, yeah, I do want that. Yes. Oh, thanks to everyone for being so welcoming to each other. I love that part of our community here. All I can think with the background lights is you can't spell.
Happy Thursday.
Oh, the background. Okay. I feel like
the background lights what?
Power to the uterus is, I'm fine with that. I like to wear circles because they represent the womb and the cycle of life and death and everything's eternal. So sure, I'm cool with that, Celluloid.
I designed it, and that doesn't surprise me either.
Yeah, that's on brand. Your outfits are super... Okay, Mr. X, we have not learned a word of German, so we're going to need a crash course on pronunciation and just the key phrases. That's a hint. You could probably drop the patch volume 50%. We could probably just... Wait, where is it coming from?
There.
This. I kind of want the patch to be going the whole time. How do we feel about that?
Well, do you want me to bring this back in at times?
Yeah, when I said we've never done anything like this before. We are going to be showing you stuff on the screen. We're going to be letting you in on a secret of things we've been working on. And I guess we're going to have some music going in the background. But also the other part of it is that this video, so part of why we're sort of we're a little excited is, and wearing big collars, is that we're going to use this video. As you all know, we like to, the whole Twitch, take, create and then grab things from your streams. Multi-purpose, multi-dimensional, interdimensional way of being. Is that we're gonna create this sort of welcome to the Vortex video kind of thing of sort of, hey, we're gonna tell you what it is and show it to you. And I kind of just spilled the beans on that. So
You're actually part of our Netflix special right now.
yeah, there it is. Oh my god, that's so funny. So yeah, so do we want to have the Buchla patch going the whole time, and do you want Gus to like nudge it every so often? Pizza! Welcome in. It's been a minute. How are you? We had pizza before this.
Yes,
Oh,
we did.
yes. No, Noise. I knew that. Yes, I welcomed you back because I remembered that you had told me. I like when people tell us, like, who you are. Like, whatever, I don't need your social security number, but, like, if you have a name on Facebook and a name on Instagram and a name on Twitch and we interact deeply on those places with you, like, I would want to know that you're that. Unless you want to hide, you also could do that. That's your prerogative. Okay, what else did I miss? Oh, just lots of helloing. Oh, SynthLab is here! Okay, here's the other thing. I shouldn't trust Mr. X to teach us any German phrases because I think that's going to backfire. I just realized. I take it all back.
Oh.
Oh, lots of German going on.
I trust you,
okay,
Mr.
this is
X.
great.
I trust you. You can scam me and I won't do anything about it.
Oh my gosh. Audio is really good with nice background music right now. Okay, Danielle, thank you for that because I'm really distracted and I know I asked the question. Should we do a poll to decide if we want to have background music during the reveal and have it live on in the video or turn it off? I think it has to stay on at this point. It's like part of the ambiance of the room and the spaceship. It's like spaceship noise, engine noise or whatever. Pineapple pizza! Not tonight. We did not have pineapple pizza tonight, but we very often do.
Yeah, we're not opposed. We're definitely not anti-pineapple pizza people. Wow, that was a lot to say.
Oh my gosh, Hectoponic, thank you so much for the... It does not say 13 months? Woot, Vortex is right. Oh my gosh, Hectoponic, that's amazing. Oh my gosh. Okay, so, okay, musical engine noise. Yes, exactly.
I'm beside myself with joy. Like, I can barely stand it.
That's unreal. So that's just, we were just saying we think it's our 1 year stream anniversary. That's proof right there. It's been about 1 year and 1 month. Woot Vortex. Oh my gosh. Scrapple pizza? Wait, what's Scrapple? What's Scrapple?
I haven't heard of Scrapple.
Is that an apple thing?
I
Same.
haven't heard of
Pineapple
that.
is a legit topping. Vault of the Killer Bees! Welcome in!
Woohoo!
Thanks for being here. This is... Okay, so we are going to share our screen in a minute and, like, reveal the Vortex and show you the whole experience. I'm
We're gonna get
assuming
down
you
to
want
brass
that because
tacks.
people have been kind of yelling Loot Vortex at us during the stream. But I have things like our stream is set up different. Our studio is set up a little different if you didn't notice. And so I'm like, wait, where's the chat? So if you see me doing that, it's because we... Like, this is causing, like, everything to like, shift a little bit, which I always love. Living on the edge of things, edge of kind of where you're comfortable so that you can find the next note, if you will.
Yeah.
Scrapple
Love
is a
that.
pork thing. Okay. I'm down with pork on pizza. Pork, pineapple, jalapeno, hot honey. Let's go.
Yeah, I would mess with that.
I think we're all on the same wavelength. We're all on a pizza wavelength tonight, and that's the perfect place to be to show you the Vortex. I think, oh, this was another thing. I was like, do we have enough friends here? I think we do. So, all right, let's have a little tweak in the Buchla.
Okay.
And
You
a
want me
little
to?
cheers. Cheers.
Maybe I'll bring the 259 back in, and I'll gate it a little bit more. I'll add it to the delay. And maybe I'll slow the attack a little bit so it happens a little slower.
I'm sorry I don't have the second camera tonight. I didn't know we were going to get all Buchla. I should have known. Oh, Vault of the Killer Bees. I would do a cover of that, maybe. Potentially. with Buchla. I would do that.
There we go.
Yay! Okay, Mr. X is so curious. Great. Fantastic. All right, so.
Got my seltzer water.
Seltzer.
Drinking seltzer water tonight.
Okay.
Zesty.
It's zesty. Thank you all so much for being here. This is so cool. So we're gonna switch modes now and open the like screen share. So I want to make sure it works. Like I said, we've never done this before. So let's make sure you can see it, you can still see us, and that we still have audio going at the levels that we want before we get off to the races. Mike Lee, Birds, Vortex, love the energy. First time chat, welcome in. Thanks for being here for the Vortex. Drums Art! Good to see you. So, you're seeing a photo of a different Buchla setup than you're hearing right now. But close enough. Yay! Okay, thank you, Obama Sweetman.
That was the instrument used to record Twibby, as we referred to it.
That's true.
Tomorrow was better yesterday.
I love the commentary already. This is fantastic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attempt to actually interact with the screen while it's streaming. Oh, thank you so much for the hype, everyone. Drums Art especially. I'm going to attempt to like log in and show you what it's like to like join the Vortex, okay? And I'm a little like, ooh, excitement because electrons. Because I've never done this before, so I want to make sure I don't get lost in the screens. The screens on screens on screens. So bear with me, stay with me. We can do this. I think this is why the pop-outs are so great. So what I want to try to do is like figure out how to have... That's right. Turn this off. All right. So are we still here? Yay! Oh, thank you so much for the love and support right now as we launch into new territory. So basically we built this new website where we can also have a situation where there's something that you can log into, right? Which our other site was just information. Because people would ask like, hey, do you have a website? So we were like, okay, we'll build a website. Not really thinking of it as something that people would join or interact with. So in getting your requests, as you know, because if you've been here, you've all talked about this, is there another way besides subscribing to Twitch that you can support us? Do we have a Patreon, etc.? That is something people have been asking us for a while. And so that is really the impetus behind creating this, because there has been a request for album releases more regularly than every 3 years, which is the pace we're at right now. And the problem is not that we don't have albums recorded. It's literally just the time it takes to actually craft them, finish them, release them. Because we do have other responsibilities. We do have day jobs. We do have gig jobs. We do have commission projects. We do, our plates are full of glorious things that we enjoy doing. But this is a way to hone everything into one space and give us the ability to keep expanding it without waiting for some kind of infrastructure to be put there for it to exist. So exactly. All of these requests that you've given us have inspired us to create this. So for the past 3 months specifically, while we've been streaming and stuff, we've also been, huddled over the computer together, looking through hard drives, gathering all of this information, having meetings with some of you, having some conversations with some of you about what you would like to see in the Vortex. So some of you already knew about this. Some of you didn't know you knew about it, but you were telling me things that I was taking and using.
Some of you have used discount codes that shouldn't exist to buy albums.
There have been some leaks in the Vortex, but we're working on tightening up security. It's all good. So the requests for things that maybe don't fit the mold for a release, but we do have that we'd want to share. I know a lot of you have experience supporting other artists, so you bring so much of that energy to our community already, so I feel like I'm over explaining this, but I just want to make sure for anybody who doesn't know kind of what this journey has been. And so creating a space for us to be able to easily share things that we're currently working on, things from our archives, things that tell a story, that help us build more community, the ability to share maybe more behind the scenes or interviews from the podcast world that we've kind of built. We have actually kind of a backlog of people that would make your mind kind of spin in a couple circles that I can't believe we haven't been able to, make all the time to have all those interviews exist. But having this Vortex is going to make it a lot easier for us to do that. The request to make a Brian Eno podcast, all of these things. Like, we want to do them with bells on. Like, we're so stoked. And we have a lot of things in the pipeline. So now we have the Vortex. All right, now we know you could see the screen, so I'm going to log in. Welcome to the Vortex. I wanted that musical moment to happen. That was cool. So it all really started with this kind of what came from Gus was a lot of music that's being created is coming from conversations that he might be having with some of you through DMs and stuff about like, hey, can you do like an up close on this? Hey, can you do a tutorial on this? I'm thinking about swapping this for this, but I kind of want to see what these things sound like. Or sometimes you'll just say something to us and it'll make us go like, oh, I've got to go figure that out right now. And then to be able to share it, obviously with the people who are super stoked to have it and want it and like build more conversation and community that way. Outside of, we obviously are active on social media, but it's not like the easiest algorithm to navigate, if you will, in terms of making sure that we all stay connected. Things can get lost in the...
We want to be able to get deeper than we can on YouTube, for example, and some of our other platforms.
Yeah. Twitch is amazing. Obviously, like, this is all about the more that is happening because Twitch exists and we were able to build so much community here and get so much direct connection with so many of you that are so passionate about the same community that we're all part of that we didn't even know we like got to link all these different things together here. So this is really like, I'm very humbled and inspired by all of you, and this is really exists because of that. So inside the Vortex, which so many of the things we talk about are like, how can we make it look like you're going through a vortex while you're on the site? But then we're like, but then would you get lost in the experience? So I feel like that's one of the reasons why I like keeping it really simple. So it really makes the experience of the music or the video or whatever is going to be there help you focus on just that. Because that's another thing we talk about too, is that we really like being able to create music that helps you escape into focus, if that makes sense. So this is a vortex to take you, a while to hang out.
It's me. It's mainly because I need focus music, and so I make a lot of it, and I'm very selfish, and I use a lot of it to help me focus with other tasks. So I'm happy to share, but definitely make them for selfish reasons. If you have similar struggles with staying focused or staying attention issues, then I recommend the drone section.
So I guess I should scroll a little here. So
I love that.
Another thing I would say is too that we have been working on this for a few months, but it is a living, breathing thing. So anything that you feel like, hey, what's that, or where's this, like, we on this first page just put like, please send us a transmission. So if you feel like something's wrong or like a video isn't working or whatever, like that's the first thing, is that this should be a place of like easy communication too. So this was what Augustus was referring to, is the drone section. So another thing with like all the different platforms is sometimes they don't let you post things in a certain way, or things kind of get lost in the way that the feed is set up or whatever. So we wanted to make sure that there was a place where you could do all the drones like without having to like get lost in ads or any of that kind of stuff. So obviously, like, these are being pulled from YouTube just as a storage place right now because we wanted them to exist in this place. Obviously, our full goal would be to, like, have our own data set up. But that's, like, again, like, goals. This is all about growth. This is, like, long-term. We're just building a foundation here for more of the things that we want to do together. Defying the algorithmic overlord. Celluloid, that's such a great tagline. I want to put that on, like, I don't know, like a backpack or something. So here, especially on this one, like, I was able to put, like, these are our actual files. This is, like, you know, stored on the site. It's not being pulled or streamed from anywhere. And then the video, if it has one corresponding also. So this is, like, the origins too. So, like, everything's, I know we talk a lot about sci-fi. We love sci-fi movies, and, like, one of the big things about sci-fi is, like, the history behind it, or the character origin stories, or the remakes about it. And I feel like that's what we tried to do here, is kind of create an archive, or almost like a museum of what we've done. Is there a demo version of that song? Is there a story behind why you did the photo shoot there? You know, what other artists were collaborated on for that project? And just, like, everything that's, like, spawns from the storytelling behind the music that we make. So that was the thought behind starting with, like, sort of chronologically sharing all of the music we've ever released. So it starts with the first single we ever put out, and then it just kind of works through all of those songs, and, like, whether it was a live version that maybe we've never released anywhere else, the story behind the cover song and the artist we worked with on the video, and then anything new that we want to release, obviously we can easily make available here without having to worry about if Spotify is going to release it in 2 weeks, because, like, I don't know if you guys know how the digital distribution of music works, but we can just put things on Bandcamp, and that's why we love it, and I'll always default to that. But not everybody uses Bandcamp. That's just a thing. And to get it on all the other platforms, you're kind of just giving it to them, and, like, they kind of have a say in how it all happens. So having this is really us having, like, ownership, so that we don't have to worry about any of those things. So obviously, for whatever reason, we started with a single, and then eventually we made an album, and this is telling the story of all of that, and also, like, where we were when we made the music, because that kind of feeds into, like, maybe how it sounds, or how it was mixed, or what instruments were used. And I did figure out how to make a sub menu here. So again, we're doing this all ourselves, and we're hoping to continue to grow it. So I'm learning as I go also. How to, you know, share this stuff in this way is kind of fun. We talk a lot about how, like, early internet, like early 2000s internet, and the experience of forums and chat rooms and things, like, was really, like, interwoven with how we got started in music or music communities, or with gears as well. So I feel like this website, the Vortex, the experience of it is, like, hearkening back to that nostalgia for me as well.
Totally, yeah.
So there's definitely some things here that I was able to share and expound on more, especially in terms of this, our second album, because there was so much more material that we created that isn't just on the album, or isn't just on the Spotify playlist or whatever. There's a radio play version of it that we made. There's a live reading of the story that we did also that I had forgotten about, where Gus did a live Buchla soundtrack to it while I was telling the story. So that, like, all of that, like, exists in here now. And then there were some unreleased videos that, like, that we kept private, or that we were told we had to keep private. Again, like, YouTube wouldn't let us put that up there, so we can put it in the Vortex. Let's see, we just released this drone, so I'm able to put this in here, and obviously we put this on Bandcamp, but there would be definitely Vortex only drone stuff going on in here eventually.
Sometimes we like to sample sci-fi. That would be something that can exist in the Vortex.
Yeah, there's definitely long backlog of music we've already recorded that may even already have an album name and artwork. There might even be collaboration projects that are completed. Like, there is so much. I feel like, especially with what we've all been through over the past few years, we weren't sure what to do, and I think we all made so much more art than we expected. And so much has been birthed from this time of like reflection and isolation and like healing, I think. So I think that feeling like coming out of that in a way, as we all feel like that a little bit. Getting to birth something like this that's actually just something we've been talking about for so long, that having it come to life now is a really interesting time. Like, it's spring, all that kind of stuff. Anyway, I won't get too woo-woo for everybody. I'll come back to the podcast. Let's talk about the history of electronic music. Okay, so some people don't know we have a podcast, which always surprises me because so many people know we're a band because of our podcast, right? Like, that always surprised me when that started happening. So it's always funny to me when people who know our music don't know we have a podcast. I'm like, what's going on here? It's like two different people that will find their way to us. But one of our big passions is the history of early electronic music that specifically only happened in that era because of magnetic tape. Because magnetic tape existed in that era and in that time, a specific kind of electronic music and ideas and styles and approaches were developed. Exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly. So that's so niche, and we were like, all we want to do is just like talk to the people who might be interested in this with us in our private group, right, on Facebook. And that now has over 3,000 people in it, so that always surprises me as well. I'm just like, dang, like the level of hunger for like a space to ask about tape loops and Daily Derbyshire. It's like, I don't know, we all really want it and need it and keep it really positive. So that's another like thing that has pushed us to create this. Grace, welcome in. So we're really passionate about this, and like one of the big things we really, really want to do is take all the requests we have from people who are like our freaking like idols and shit, and like actually be able to like take time and make all those episodes. You know, like we said, there's only so much of us, but I think that if we, you know, create this specific Vortex approach, that there's going to be a better support beam for us to be able to take off from, to do all that. Because we'll all be like committed to this like mission.
This is home
together.
Base.
Yeah.
This is home planet.
This is like our missions.
And we're going to expound heavily from here.
Oh, this is my favorite.
This is just the beginning. This is where the effort is going to go. This is the sauce.
Oh, speaking of Grace, we have a collab that we recorded with Grace to tape live here on when we had her in our space for the Twitch. And that would absolutely be something we would put in the Vortex. Absolutely. That experience and like, you know, getting to chat with her as well as the actual tape recording, mixed down, edited, all that kind of stuff.
We'd have to figure out the details with Grace.
Obviously, we need to commune with Grace about it, but that is another thing, you know, being able to collaborate with people and actually share it with you and not have to wait on like, oh, Spotify wants me to credit you and then there's this, you gotta wait and I don't know, I don't have the time, there's other things going on. It's like this way, like we said, how can we focus to like allow the stars to align to create more collabs? Exactly. Woo. Take me to your leader, I want to be Vortex. Oh my gosh, you guys are hilarious. Oh, I love it. I love the vibes. Okay, so let me just get down to brass tacks, right? There's the story being told through our music of how we released it through singles and albums. There's going to be obviously more drones, but this is like our archives, the back archive of all the drones that we did live and then also recorded to a cassette or tape or sometimes digital. Hey, it happens. The backup is there for a reason. So the drone zone. I think this is supposed to be called the drone zone, not just the drones. I might have to update that. Don't we think the drone zone is better than
I didn't
just
know that.
the drones? I don't know how that happened.
I think it was. I think we did settle on the drone zone.
And then the podcast archive of all the official episodes that we have, our blog posts and all the research in the archive and the episodes about, they're kind of all by topic. And then my goal.
Sometimes this list cracks me up a little bit.
It's such a crazy list. It's a wacky.
In a good way, in like a totally no shade, like good way.
It just tells you such a story about what we're really about. I think it's so perfect. Mm-hmm. But there's also a backlog of archive episodes from the past, from before we were putting them out, that we have that we're ready to like put in here. But it's like I don't want to put those on YouTube and then worry about all the all the things. Now I have the Vortex. We can just get them out. You get it? It's all good. Oh, now on to my favorite. The X-Files. I had to call it that. It came to me in a dream.
I saved that one for you.
The main thing we get asked for is demos, instrumental tracks, acapellas. I want a remix. I want to hear it broken down. I want to hear just the Buchla. What things have you created that you're not ever going to release? We're recording to tape all the time and like recording over it. Wouldn't it be better if we just could put it here as an archive to actually experience and not lose it? All those kinds of things. So that's what the X-Files is for. This is the top secret stuff. This is like you gotta have the Vortex clearance to get the X-Files, right?
Flat out, we just want to release a lot more music.
That's so true.
That's really the reason I'm highly supportive of the Vortex myself, is because I just, want to see us be able to release music as fast as we want and as rapidly as we would make it. And that has not been the case just because there's, a whole process to putting music on vinyl and reel-to-reel. And it's a lengthy process now, more than ever. I feel like it's, something that is struggling, as an industry. And so, rather than tie up all of our pre-order money and everything in ordering vinyl, we can just do this and it'll be available immediately, and it won't end up in a landfill. Not that I would ever expect that, but...
Blasphemy. Vinyl in a landfill. Yeah, while we wait for more vinyl plants to be built, we're going to need time to create and put this music out, and so this is how that's going to be possible. Oh, Obama's Weed Man's already deep... Oh, he's already done the deep dive into the Vortex. He's in there right now, actually. He's hologram projecting to us from the Vortex now that he's in there. I love it. So this tape stuff, if you remember, we used to play some of this before our streams when we're in the starting soon section. That stuff, we were like, oh, everybody wants this. All right, cool. Let's organize it. It already was in tracks. And now you can hear it in full and not just in bits and pieces. So that's a really fun thing. You've been like really wanting to be able to share that.
Yeah, there's more where that came from.
Oh, there's so much more. This is me. So basically, like, there's just a point where Augustus has to like walk in and be like, Jacqueline, it's time to release the Vortex. Like, I'm like, no, let me put one more thing in there. And he's like, no, it's ready. Like, you need to open the door. It's like, people are knocking. You need to let them in. They're thirsty and hungry.
Like I said, I have a short attention span.
No, I have to put more stuff in here. No. He's like, no, I just want it to exist. Can we just make it public so that I can keep putting more stuff in there? I'm like, all right, that's fair. Let's do it.
I just want to dump content in there on a very constant basis. So...
Oh, and that's... Okay, so that's really up to the X-Files, right? That's going to be the Vortex, right? So if you become a member of the Vortex, if you join the Vortex at, doors open, that's everything that you're going to have access to. So from top to X-Files, okay? But as you can see here, there is more. So there's always more. There's just more, and more. It's kind of unbelievable. The tracks are in there. Yes, exactly. So all of that stuff we were talking about, that is for any Voyager that joins the Vortex. Now, for those who want more, because we know there is, we wanted to create a special place for live performances that we've happened to have in our archive that were filmed and audio was recorded. So full live performances. And either behind the scenes, instructional, or tutorial from the studio. So that's like really deep stuff that we take a lot of time to craft. So, you know, whether it's playing at the Smithsonian, which is like one of the highlights of our lives, where we spent like 3 months building a set with a lighting designer so that we could do a 45-minute improv where the lights and the sound were integrated and creating a show for everyone while we were inside a giant cube. That's the kind of stuff we love to do. And we did get to film it. We do have the audio. We do have all this like we did this like creepy promotion video that also has a separate track that we made just for that. We did promotional photos.
It's a bit of a scrapbook.
We made this like weird, like, oh, I forget the artist, where it's like the same image is like repeated, but it's like we took all these photos separately, but then he made a composite of it. So like working with other artists who are experimenting in their medium as well is something we like to share.
Did he do it with film?
He did he's also the same artist who did the album cover, and he did shoot some with film. Not everything though. Yay! Oh, thank you, Mr. X. I'm so glad you think it's cool. Oh my gosh, the buyer's guide is also another answer to thing people were asking for, and Augusta spent so much time on that. And and I'm so glad, because I feel like it really holds up over time, you know? It wasn't like a crash course. It's a full guide that you download, and it's like 10 pages, 5 to 10 pages, somewhere in there.
I think it's less than 10.
Yeah,
maybe
5
even
to
less
10.
than 5.
I think it's at least 5. About
I feel like you're overselling
about tape machine.
it. No,
It's a reel-to-reel buyer's guide that we made.
I'm proud of it.
And something that we've never shared that we made recently is also in here at this VIP level. That's more for, like we said, people who want to go deeper with not just what we put out, but like how we make it, who we're working with, what that live experience is like. That's all at this VIP level. We made a tape machine maintenance video, and that is only available here. We've never shared that anywhere. We just made it recently in the past couple months.
I didn't know that was in there. What a surprise. That's
yeah,
cool.
I edited it down because it was very long, and I wanted to make sure that it was really, a good companion to the reel-to-reel buyer's guide. So they probably should go together somehow. But that's like, the reel-to-reel buyer's guide is like a handbook. I know you hate when I tout you up too much, but it's 10 pages when you set it to half speed. Mr. X is so funny.
I'm working on it.
So this is like a step-by-step of cleaning your, and maintaining your tape machine at a basic level. Like, hey, we were gonna record to the tape or archive the tape or something. One of the steps we were doing. We wanted to have a really clean path. We wanted it to be like really fresh, so.
Tape was involved.
It's 8 pages. We have confirmation. It's 8 pages. So again, there is something else from the studio is the patch and tell tutorials that Augustus has created. Obviously, he has a million of those that he hasn't shared, and would also take requests for things that we could then share in there as well. So if there's something you wanted to know about or have him make a video about, you would be able to send us a transmission. You have access to this level, obviously, to send us that request so that we can put it in there for posterity, for us all to enjoy. 3/4 speed. So that is the foundation. That is me being like, okay, what story do we want to tell in the Vortex so that everybody is kind of caught up to where we are now, if you will, and gets a taste of what we have in our back sort of archive, what more is to come, so that we have enough to kind of give you the tour of the museum, if you will. So that's the experience of the Vortex. So thank you so much for being here while we did that walkthrough. Wow, that was really encouraging and fun. We obviously haven't shared this with anyone yet, so I didn't know how it was going to feel to walk through it together. in real time. Like, this is so crazy. Thank you so much. I feel very Vortex supported. Hi for the Vortex. So, I showed you that we have a login screen, but I didn't show you how to get a login. So, should we show you the sort of secret page that gives you access to make your choice to get into the Vortex? Yay, pizza!
I might even finish that pizza after this stream.
I think we're ready. The music shifted a little and I had to like adjust to the vibe. Yeah. Okay, you're definitely not ready, Grace? Okay. All right. I'll give everyone a minute to sort of adjust their spacesuit and readjust to the vibe of the shift in the music. There's no turning back now. That's so funny. Fasten your seatbelts. I know, I wish I had my my delay. Oh, if I had my delay, I could have opened this whole thing with like a whole welcome to the Vortex. And I didn't do that. I really dropped the ball. All right, hyperspeed. I think everyone's strapped in.
That's super...
Here comes... I'm going to share it here.
That's super 1968 right there.
I'm going to share it here, and then I'm going to pull it up on the screen, okay? Let's see. Yay, it worked. Oh, but then another one came through. All right, hold on. Reset. Oh, gosh, in space, no one can hear you drop the ball. Mr. X, that's too funny. Okay, I'm going to switch... This is the secret link. I just dropped it in the chat. It's our website, thegalaxyelectric.com/join the vortex. So, this page is a separate secret page from the actual vortex that we were just inside of. So now we're outside. We're in the lobby. We've stepped back to the lobby of the vortex so we can show you how to get in, even though we brought you in already.
We're in the museum lobby.
So obviously we're gonna fly through space and talk about how this is the coolest community in the universe, because you are the coolest people that we've ever met, because you think that we should do what we do. So that's pretty cool. I think that's pretty cool. So as I said here, you can see that we wanted to create something that answered all of the requests as best we could for the things that people want. They want like to be able to ask us about something with a synth and get a video. We want to release more albums. We have a backlog of podcast episodes we want to release. And we want to make sure we continue to spread the love for our synth friends in all the different layers of communities that we have. So yeah, just more of all the good things. The backlogs! Grace,
More of
so funny.
everything. More of everything us.
So this is our mission, right? Our mission is all about educating, having fun, building community around the idea of early electronic music that was made with magnetic tape, but also just being Dallas, being creative, being cosmic. That's what it's all about. So when you choose your rank, that's when you're going to be able to create your login, which is the login we showed you at the beginning. The very beginning. Let's see. Oh, yay, Grace, you were here just for, like, the perfect section to see, just to get the tour and also come out so you can go back to real life. We dropped you in and out of the vortex. It's perfect. I would hate for you to be stuck in there when you need to do something else. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for the patch love. I stumbled across something pretty interesting. I might do a video on this.
Nice. So as we talked about, we've got anyone who's in the vortex is a Voyager, obviously. You're voyaging with us through the Vortex. And if you wanted to activate your Voyager membership, you would come to this secret portal, which I wish there weren't other links coming through right now so that it wasn't confusing. I should have thought of that. But if you go to that link and you activate your Voyager membership, you're going to immediately get right up in that drone zone, right up in all of that backlog of music, the history and the stories and the radio plays, the podcast episodes, the X-Files, and eventually, very, very soon, hopefully by the end of this month, a private shop that's going to be on this site as well that you will only have access to because you're logged in. And it's going to have some stuff we've never released that maybe was only available when we were touring way back in the day, or merch that we designed together. It's all going to be in there. And there's more, because you're also going to get 15% off as a Voyager. So you're going to get access to something that no one else gets access to, plus it's going to be a discount, because we think that makes it more fun for everybody.
We have so much in the pipeline.
It's all happening.
I am so excited.
Oh my god, Drumsart, you joined?
So much of it.
I'm so bummed. I didn't realize, and I'm stepping all over my phone right now and probably doing all kinds of things, but I let my phone not be charged today, so I can't see if anything's happening. So I'm so sorry. I'm going to have to shout everybody out individually as much as I can here as I get told. A video of the patch would be pretty cool. Done. You mean
It'll
this
be in
link?
The Vortex.
Yes. I know. I need to get used to this new link that we're going to have in chat. Okay, so Voyager, if you're ready to voyage to the VIP level, you're going to get access to all of the stuff in the Vortex, but also the live stage and the studio. So requesting tutorials, getting the full audio from live performances, all of that kind of stuff. That's going to be there, and always it's going to grow based on what you ask for and what we are inspired by. So it doesn't have to be on a release schedule or a seasonal schedule. It's on a creative cosmic schedule, right?
I like that. We
need the expanse of the Vortex. And then at this level, because you're committing to the VIP level, you're going to get 25% off. Not just in the private shop. By the way, I should clarify. This discount that you're getting is across our regular shop as well. So this shop doesn't exist yet. That sounds so funny. The private VIP shop that's going to be part of the Vortex is pending going live. But the shop itself, the Galaxy Electric shop that's always existed, the discount works there. Okay, so I just wanted to be clear about that. Okay, and there's more. This is so good. This is my favorite part. So Grace didn't get to see this part, but she'll have to get caught up. Okay. So if you're at the VIP level, we have designed, really Gus designed, these cosmic collector coins. Okay, so if you're at the VIP level, you're getting a coin. Oh no, I ruined the reveal of the next level. It's fine. And as you can see, it is a 8-second tape loop.
I drew it on a napkin, they did the rest.
It's a Steve Jobs kind of vibe, He just drew it on a napkin, and the next thing you know, he changed the world. With the iPod Touch? No, iPod? It was the iPod,
yeah.
Then the phone, then the iPod Touch? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm so excited about the coins. Obviously, they're being made. They take a long time, like everything does right now, to be made. But we're like, hey, it's worth it because these are going to be individually numbered for you. So it's yours forever. And when we do live events, you're going to be able to get that coin and bring it with you and use it at the door and get behind the velvet ropes and get your 25% off at the merch booth and go to the meet and greet and what have you. That's going to all be part of how the Vortex helps us get, to these things that we know we're being requested to do, which one of those things would be playing live.
Yes, without the doubloon.
Without the doubloon.
You will. I can't think of anything to rhyme with that. I tried. I was trying on the fly. I couldn't do it. Ugh.
All right. So that is, you would activate your Voyager VIP membership, And that coin, when they're ready, I'll be able to tell you. And then we'll have to do an update so we can do a video about the coin. But it's gonna, spoiler, it's gonna come in a case also. I'm so stoked. I'm so stoked about these coins. These coins are, as you know, just like everything we do, they're gonna be whatever the highest quality option is. We always choose that.
We made them for ourselves.
We wanted them, obviously.
Yeah, we wanted these things. Whether you have them or not, it really doesn't, we want you to, but we love them.
Obviously, we're stoked about it. We hope you're stoked about it.
We want them for our own personal collection.
So we got these cases that they're going to go in that they're like acrylic so you can see them, but they're in like a little black velvet little holder, like it sits inside of the little divot, I'm so stoked. Okay. There is more. I know this is a lot. This has felt like a lot because we haven't talked about any of this with anyone beyond just like the beta group, if you will. There's a beta group. This is the first big reveal. All right, so obviously the next column says council. What does that mean? What is a council? That means not only are you a Voyager, not only are you VIP, but you're on the council. So you have access to everything. Whatever there is, you have access to it. The main thing would be that beyond having access to all the music we release, all the secret music, all the tutorials, all the behind the scenes, all the podcasts, beyond that, you would also be credited as an executive producer on any official albums that we release because of your level of support and commitment to our mission to make life more retro-futuristic. This would also involve quarterly council meetings because we would consider you like someone on our team. As you know, we're independent. We don't have a record label. We've always done everything ourselves. And we found that that's been really fun, and we just keep at it, and we all keep showing up, and it just keeps getting more and more fun. So this would be a way, if you want to help us plan our yearly schedule, if you want to know when our releases are happening, if you want to be part of cultivating our community, all of that's going to happen in those quarterly council meetings. You'll get to hear the music we're working on and kind of see the artwork that we're thinking about using, and maybe see our mood boards. And we would be relying on you to, really share and exchange with us.
We're going to be spitballing ideas with the council.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. And then, obviously, at this point, there's also going to be a 50% off at the council level. And the coin. Just love this coin. So this one is also an 8-second tape loop, but it's orange instead of blue and gold instead of silver. It also is going to be individually numbered. So everything is uniquely yours and will be tied to like your email and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So it's something to collect. It's something to use. It's something to keep safe. Something to display. So we're pretty stoked about it. And beyond having a space to share what we're currently creating or things we've never shared before, we really care about interacting and staying educated and inspired by you as well. It's a very symbiotic relationship that when we first set our course for this journey, we did not expect that's just such a
that would
cherry
be
on top,
such
if you
a
will.
key element, or
Yeah.
to be something that we could expect, and it's exceeded our expectations in that department for sure. Thank you.
Wow, that was a journey. We really appreciate you being here for this. It really means a lot to us that you would take the time to hang out with us here and see what we're up to. Like we said, we've never done this before. I've never even done a screen share, like browser share, OBS, Twitch stream before. So this is really breaking new ground. I really think of this as like our founding ribbon cutting, groundbreaking kind of ceremony. in a very sci-fi way, if you will.
Snip.
So, snip. Thanks for being here. So that we could do this and also share the newest patch that we have going in our studio right now. Oh my gosh, Mr. X, it's like touching the monolith in 2001.
Oh, wow, what a reference.
We definitely appreciate that y'all were here for this and giving us like feedback in the moment, and we definitely want to hear more about, you know, what like I said, I'll have to like check everything and see, you know, what everyone's choosing and what questions you have about it or what more you want to see from it. Just, you know, marinate in the goodness of the Vortex and let us know. Cosmic strings. Exactly. Oh, we need Toto and her sword. A cosmic sword cutting.
Okay.
You want Vortex barbecue marinade, Mr. X?
Oh, that's a good idea.
Coming through with the dad jokes.
Or how about hot sauce? I'm a big fan of hot sauce.
We do talk a lot about pulled pork and barbecue. We had that whole thing where we were like not sure there was good barbecue in our town when we first moved here. We talked about that on stream, and that was like a whole running joke for a while.
And conclusion is there's not.
There's not.
Yeah, there's not.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. And then when Grace came over, we had barbecue pork. That's hilarious.
That's
we'll
true.
talk about the details in Berlin. Toto's there too, that's right. Toto can't bring her sword though.
Oh man, looking forward to that.
Oh, Hectophonic, you're amazing. I love that you're an analog ghost. Oh my gosh, I want to make like an analog ghost emote now for you as like our sign for lurking. Oh my gosh, I love that. Analog ghosts unite. Thank you so much for being here. It's so cool that you were here for this. It's like it kind of is like a bagel. It is like a bagel. That's why I wore this, because it's like the Vortex, and it's like a bagel. My favorite things. I'm really enjoying this patch.
Yeah.
So I'm really glad.
I just like twist it around just a little bit.
Do you want to try to move the camera a little bit so we can show it?
I stumbled across some pretty interesting territory.
All right, let's see. I think that works actually.
I mean, what we're hearing is the 258, which has become quite popular now, thanks to Tip Top and Buchla re-releasing it. And it's going into the top half of a 285, which is the frequency shifter and ring modulator. So that one's not available yet, but it's a really good module. I highly recommend it. 285E is available in the E series, and I've used that one. It's actually rather good as well. But that's really all that's involved besides the delay, which is coming from the 277. So pretty simple, but it gets really space agey really fast. I'm just like tweaking the frequency around.
This is good. I know I like don't want to talk over it sometimes, especially when it gets really like Forbidden Planet.
And then I gave myself like a little bit of bog offset on the 292s.
Oh yes, Mr. X finally picked up on it. Yes.
What's that?
That we did Star Wars Day for our Vortex reveal. It was just too perfect
sure
that
did.
it was a Synth Friends Day, and because we weren't sure if we were going to be able to go to Super Booth or not, our whole May schedule is like... we were supposed to be doing some live shows that didn't end up happening. Surprise, surprise. And that shifted like our whole May around. And then it was like, there was this one day where we were like, oh my gosh, May the 4th, it's going to work, it's going to work. It's going to be the day, it's going to be the day. And it all happened. It makes me so happy. It also, like, it was so fun because people were sending us all their, like, what they're wearing today to celebrate. I love the memes. I love any of the collector's items, the figurines, the outfit stuff. I'm here for it.
Ooh, now we got more of like a bongo thing happening and it's going a little lower. Ooh, I like that a lot. Actually.
Ooh, you're getting... Yes, people are saying they like it. Sometimes Augustus can't see the chat, so I have to tell him what you're saying. Oh, thank you, so much.
And you just mess around with it until you get cool shit.
Yeah, that's all it is, really, right? There's nothing to it.
Nothing.
He's so funny. Vault of the Killer Bee says, congrats on launching us into the Vortex. Now comes the decision of Voyager Beyond. That's amazing. That warms my heart so much. I love that. Just because I know that your love of sci-fi is like beyond even our own. And I'm always excited when you're in the chat.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, see, I was saying Obama's Weed Man, Hectophonic, they were liking the patch when we were making it. Mr. X picked up on the Star Wars thing. Now you're back. Okay. He went to Buchla Land. You can tell he was like in his own like game show.
I was.
About Buchla patching. I have to be like, okay, now we're back.
The Buchla is right.
Space Bongo by Frank Zappa. That's really good. I like that. This patch is a groove. It's fun when the Buchla gets groovy. Rather than like mechanical. Which sometimes it can be both. Oh no, I've contradicted myself. I have to think on that one now. I'll be dreaming about it. Oh, Hecto, that's really good. Oh, can I pin both? That's so good. I'm sorry, Dave, I'm afraid I'm twisting knobs at the moment. Like that. That's t-shirt material. That's a meme. That's good. Can you like email me that? Can we talk about that later? If anyone has any questions, I know that I can feel, like we've taken a lot in here, so I expect questions later. But if there are questions, you just let me know. Or if there's anything that you're like,
any reservations?
That link didn't work the way that I thought it would. Please tell me. Please do not assume that I know what I'm doing. Let's just start there.
I'm in this mode now where, because we're not like sharing a screen, I'm like, all right, let's just be real, guys. Like, we like made this thing. Like, it's gonna be an evolution. Like, we're gonna keep pouring stuff into it. If you like what we do, it's just our way of, gaining support. It's our sort of Patreon or whatever you want to call it. Like, it's just our thing, so we're going to be putting our effort into it, and we want as many people to be a part of it as can, and we're, just really hoping that people enjoy the content that we have already, and knowing that we're going to, have a lot more, coming down the pipe. I'm like, there's like, can I say there's like at least 3 albums that are like, like.
Yeah, we definitely are ready to start telling our council about, what we've got going on and get the engines turned on for all of that. So. Oh, make mistakes. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. My grandmother used to say stuff like that to me. Like, we would just be like, oh yeah, I was at training practice or this or that. Oh, that was a little soft reveal. Chatting back and forth. And then she would say like, I just, she's the sweetest. I just love you so much and I just wish you the best, all of the best success in life. She's a New York Italian. Very easily emotional. But just like that just warmed my heart and made me think of her because one of the elements of one of our albums is related to her because she passed during COVID. So anyway, that's a little sneak peek heartwarming moment for you that you just inspired out of me. Make mistakes. Ugh. Getting me in my feelings. Pizza. I bought a Boss DR202 drum machine. Wondering if you two know it or have played one. Oh, that's a fun question. Are you gonna answer it?
What's that?
Oh, you were in the Vortex. A Boss DR202 drum machine.
I do not know that. Actually, is that the one that's like digital and it has like pads? It's kind of like, it looks like a long, like almost like a guitar tuner, like a long guitar tuner, like the one that I thought I had right here, but I don't.
You used to. It must be on the floor.
Yeah. Anyway, I think I do know that one. All this to say.
I know. Whenever you get that like feeling like you immediately want to say no to something, I'm like, give him a minute.
I do that.
And then he'll be like, I know, yep. Mm-hmm. He's like downloading the manual that he's already read into his brain. He's like, I have read that one.
But I'm real quick to say no. Like, I'll be like, hell no, I don't know that.
He's like, I don't know every gear. And then he'll be like, oh no, I have, yeah, I do.
And then I'm like, wait, on fourth thought, I know that drum machine inside and out. Owned it for 3 years, and no.
Make Mistakes just said looking forward to my coin, so I know what that means. You're the best. Thank you so much. Honestly, wow. I'm definitely gonna have a good cry later. You know that's coming. The release of the Vortex is me releasing like, you know.
We both will.
And then we get to go to Superbooth. Oh, it's too good. It's all too good. Yeah, Make Mistakes coming through to get the waterworks out of me. Oh my goodness. That is too funny.
If I were to ask y'all if you thought Superbooth would be something that, you know, would be ending up in the Vortex, would you believe me?
Ooh. Were you gonna make a scale model of it and put it in the Vortex? I'm intrigued. So, you heard it here first. We're gonna be at Superbooth this year, which is next weekend, if you can believe it. And it's exciting because we are obviously going to have the opportunity to meet some synth friends in real life, which means we might have a bunch of synth friends episodes that are going to only be in the Vortex because they're Superbooth edition. Are we wanting that? Are we wanting reviews of who's there and what the new gear is? Like, send in your requests. These are the kinds of
things we're going to talk to the council about.
Yeah, send in your requests. No, not Superbooth Envy, only the best kind, right?
But we'll also, of course, still talk to everyone as well.
Yay! Okay, Drums Art says absolutely. Okay, I was hoping so. I didn't want to over-assume, right? That would be something you would want us to be intentional about. Oh my god, Mr. X. How spicy are your puns in real life? Because we're about to find out. Through the computer, the spice is pretty... It's right there.
The spices?
No, his spiciness.
Oh, right.
About saying that we're going to be asking where the Behringer stand is. Like, you don't have a bunch of Behringer. What?
We're all sad.
We'll be saying, where's the Behringer stand? Because that's where we know Mr. X will be.
By the way, is that supposed to be a dig?
Is that a dig? I don't know.
Like,
I'm getting spicy now.
Is that supposed to be a dig? Because, like, I wish they were there. I would go to that booth, dude. I would try everything they have because it all sounds pretty good.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
Pretty good.
Didn't they say
not very good?
Someone
pretty
said
good.
They're not going to be there. Anyway.
I don't think they are. They weren't on the list.
Conspiracy lives on.
You know I looked at the list.
You looked at the list.
I memorized the list already.
He's got it printed out. His own copy, his own schedule.
Yeah, I have my own little highlight copy of it.
Oh, that's so funny. Okay, gear reviews sounds good. All right. We'll do like galaxy, like cosmic gear reviews. You know what I mean? Like not your straightforward, typical, expected stuff. We'll try to dig for the tape music related things, if you know what I mean. It's probably not going to be too hard to find. We're not going to have to dig too deep this year, I don't think. Okay, did I already say this make mistakes? Did I
want to
give Mr.
add a
X a
drum
hug?
loop to this so bad.
I think Augustus will give Mr. X a hug for you. I think that will have to happen. The abacus module?
Absolutely, I will.
Oh my gosh.
I want to put a
We're
drum
gonna have
loop to
all the
this.
synth tea, if you will. We're gonna have all the synth tea. It's gonna be great. So this is a dream of ours. It's a bucket list thing of ours, and I would definitely say that our Twitch community, the Golden Troop Guild specifically, is very much to thank for making this even possible for us to go and have kind of a safe avenue that was very supported for us to be able to go. So I'm really excited to be able to be there in person for the first time ever. We've never been to Berlin.
It'll be
We've never
surreal.
been to
It'll be surreal. Are you kidding me? I'm gonna be like, it's you.
Yeah, this is gonna be wild.
Literally, I'm just gonna be like, it's you.
Wow. Incredible. So we're really looking forward to that. I know that's a lot. Again, there's a lot. The Vortex is an endless expanse. So, very surreal. Very surreal. Very guile. I'm gonna work on that. So I have to work on my German now. We have to put Grace, like, in a suitcase, you know? I feel like the way she's always got a harp, I feel like she also would fit into a suitcase.
Grace on a plane.
I'm telling her about that later. Yay! See you in the Vortex, Make Mistakes. Thank you for being here for the launch. We feel so loved. Sending it back. You're the best.
How to do the digitized tape loops work?
Okay, pizza. I'm intrigued. What are we referencing here? Is it samples that we can make stuff with that you two recorded? Ooh, tell me more about what you're asking about.
Our product, I think.
So, we have a digital tape loop sample library in our shop that is based off of a collection of tape loops that we did. Do you have the orange? It was an orange tape loop series that we did that was just like 10 or 12. It was like a capsule collection of sounds on these tape loops. And Gus then, because there were
But I have the masters on floppy.
Yeah, so the physical loops went to people, but then they were sampled and then digitized.
But I actually sampled them on my Akai and saved the masters on floppy, so I could even do Akai format sample libraries of them if we wanted to. Which I feel like the Akai samplers are getting more attention these days. I'm seeing all sorts of articles popping up.
Exactly.
So if that's an area of interest, we got all the Akais.
So I think the idea of having samples that you can make stuff with from us would come from exactly that. Either having that original tape loop that we made, having a sci-fi sound effects tape, which is not a loop, it's 10 minutes of music. That could be sampled, or getting it in a digital format or a different format. We have the Buchla sample library. So I do think there's going to be... Sorry, I feel like I'm off screen now. I do think there's going to be a space under the studio sections. That would be a VIP access or above, where we would have more sample library stuff. That's another thing that Augustus feels like he has a backlog of. Not to speak for you, but...
I do, and I'm excited to do more of the sample library type stuff, and I'm interested in sharing it the Vortex way, because I want it to be something that, we sort of use together.
Oh yeah, we've definitely talked about how this is really, again, a foundation level, and the real goal is like, how can we do more things that we're all involved in. So yeah,
Really interested
like
in the community
you
aspect
having
of
our
it.
samples, but also us having something that we're sort of globally collaborating on. These are like really big picture things that we have very vaguely thrown out to the universe that we're hoping eventually we'll be able to, mold more into reality together. But this is the first step to that, right? Like, we have all these really big ideas and we have to kind of like go backwards and reverse engineer, kind of like you would with like a sound you want to create on the Buchla.
Exactly.
To find that first like baby step of like, what is the first thing I have to do so that I don't get overwhelmed by this huge big thing I want that I don't have all the pieces for yet. So yeah, this is us doing this is that first step. So actual sample library, mail out the floppy disks happily, celluloid happily.
Yeah, like a physical sample library project, I think would be a great idea. Like, as long as you have a compatible Akai S series, you could load this, and we could pass it around and augment the material, and I think that'd be a really cool idea.
Yeah, definitely. The Vortex hood of the traveling floppy disk. I think that's in our future, friends. It's in our retro future. Whew, I feel very inspired and excited. So, what a lovely feeling to have. Uber galactic. I like the way you're thinking, Hectoponic. Oh yes, it would be really cool to know like who I should have. Well, I probably can find out, but to have an archive of like who has which cassette tape loop that they all have names. And there would be sort of like a hall of fame in the Vortex.
Yeah, because I did save them all as like
Mary B,
individual
John R
videos. Well, I wouldn't want to dox people, but
Space Goo, Orange Tape number 4.
Yeah, I
From
mean, I did
June 2020.
I did think of that as a concept myself.
I don't know why I was writing with my left hand backwards, but
part of it feels kind of invasive, like because
that's why I would keep it to like just one name, or you could make up a name. I guess it would be cool to have like a username in the Vortex besides just your email that's like a name, so I'll see if I can change that. And then also another thing that I want to put in there is a welcome like forum landing page, so that we all know like who's in there and we can chat with each other a little bit. Not like, I also again don't want to create another place that you have to like check notifications. It's not going to be about that. It's just going to be like an intro thread, so you can see like what everyone's sort of like a yearbook, guest book, signing the Vortex guest book. That's what it'll be. It's all happening. It's all happening live. This is all free flowing. We're in the Vortex now. There's no, what did Mr. X say? There's no turning back now.
No turning back now. Yeah, we did this.
Yeah, there's no turning back now is going to be on the back of that t-shirt that says, "I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I'm twisting knobs at the moment." And then on the back it'll say there's no turning back now.
Or just maybe no turning back.
And the monolith. Oh shit, Obama Sweet Man has the Humble Bumble rethink. Let's find it.
I'll show you the floppy disk.
Let's clear the piles. Oh, these are blank.
By the way, I created the floppies from the tape loops, so you actually have the master.
You have the tape loop.
You have the master. These are recreations.
You found it.
These are the master digital files. And I love this one, by the way. You picked a great one.
Yeah, this is one of the best. Humble Bumble Rethink on floppy.
Yeah.
It's yellow.
See, I could actually load this up and like record some shit with it, just like you could.
But it won't ever be exactly the same because, as we've proven on our live streams when we're using tape loops live, sometimes there's a hitch in the giddy up and now all of a sudden there's a different rhythm happening because it's tape.
Yeah, nothing beats that.
Nothing beats the tape. Oh, baby. That's going to be our next disco hit. Nothing beats the tape.
You ain't lying. We will.
Yeah, we love the magic of tape, and we just want to expand our love for tape to as many people as possible through the Vortex. And you can be part of that. I think that's really freaking cool. The tape wants what it wants, exactly, celluloid.
So true.
I keep just tuning into the sound and enjoying it.
It's at a really nice rhythm right now with the delay and everything.
That's the beauty of tape. I mean, when we first started this whole, hey, I think we just only care about tape and not recording itself, but actually tape. We thought we were going to be alone forever on an island, and I was okay with that. I came to terms with that. I said, you know what? We had a lot of discussions about it. I was like, I don't care if it isolates me. It's what makes me happy. I don't care that it's harder. I don't care that it takes longer. I don't care that I have to drive out to the desert to find this old man who knows how to fix something about this machine, okay? That's what makes me happy. That's what makes me me. And if I deny myself that, I would rather be alone on an island. But then I found out I was in a chain of islands and we weren't alone, and like everyone just started popping up. I was like, oh, that's not a tree, that's a person. They've been here all this time. Everyone was hiding, living their own little magical world, just like we were. So I'm getting nostalgic. I'm going to drop the link one more time just in case anyone's like, hey, what was that? What were we looking at and talking about? What is the Vortex? So this is the first time we're talking about it, the first time we're sharing it. I'm going to have to make it more official eventually. So basically from now until we go to Super Booth, I'm going to try to make sense of what we've put out and make sure that all the links work and that everybody has what they need and that the signups work and that it's public, it's not private anymore. I did a lot of that. And then we're going to go to Super Booth and we're going to collect all our synth friends up for you in a digital format from in real life. And then we're going to come back and we're going to be totally needing a minute.
We're going to come back and totally be needing a minute.
We're totally going to be needing a minute.
I'm going to need a minute to, play with, like, the one piece of gear I let myself have in Germany. I'm not...
Yeah, we'll see how that goes, everyone.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Wait, I missed it. Unlike the heart, tape has never made me cry in the shower. Celluloid, you're always so sarcastic, and I really enjoy and appreciate that. You're never where you think you are if you change perspectives. Anyway, yeah. So when we come back from Super Booth, we're going to need a minute. But then expect that from that point on, it's Vortex go time. Okay? So it's going to be updates constantly, meetings being set, new music coming out.
It's mixing time for another thing.
Yeah. There's going to be a lot of collabs and a lot of things. It's going to be all systems go. So we appreciate you being here as the very first founders of this whole experience. It means so much to us. And we look forward to hanging out again more. We know it's going to happen. We'll see you on Saturday for movie night. This was really special that we got to do this together this way.
Thanks for hanging.
Thanks for hanging in there with us. I'm going to find somebody to raid. Unless anybody has any other questions or thoughts or things, feel free. Pizza! Appreciated your question. That was very inspiring. I loved it. Oh yes, it is online. Science and technology. What's he doing? Let's see if I... Vault of the Killer Bees. I love that question. Okay, so something we didn't talk about. We went really far afield today with like all our big dreams and hopes and things. And one of the things we didn't bring up is that we do have storytelling that goes with all of our albums. And I just have like probably just like a confidence problem with releasing that in the format that would be kind of like a fiction story. But my big dream is to get the confidence to turn those into actual, like either short story collections or a series of novels. Is that a big deal that I'm saying that? It feels like a big deal. But yeah, so like ultimately getting those things turned into different types of storytelling mediums would be the ultimate goal of the Vortex. I started making music so could see what I can do with the loops. Pizza! You just recently started making music and want to see what you can do with our loops? I feel like we need to talk about this in the Discord more. Like, I have questions about your questions. Gus is grooving. And the spaceship's coming through. I love it. Oh my gosh, Obama Speedman, thank you so much. Thank you, Killer Bee, as well, or Vault of the Killer Bees. Killer Bee Relay Team, Vaults of the Killer Bees. Two different things. For like asking about that and encouraging it, because it does mean a lot to me and I like do really care about it, but I do feel a little like it's like a whole different venture than doing music, and am I allowed to do that, you know? That sort of thing. And we have so much other music that I'm like, I want to release that. I don't know if I want to go back and tell stories. You know what I mean? So I'm still working through that. Thank you for grooving to my
That was fun. I enjoyed it. It felt like some kind of like vaudeville skit.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I hope my whole life feels like all the time.
Hey.
It's like a surrealist vaudeville act.
Hey.
That's pretty much, that's what these collars represent, I think, is I don't,
Hey.
I don't live like a square. I don't follow the rules. I wear a big collar. I stand out.
Yeah, you ain't no square.
I'm on this island with all my friends. All right, let me not lose my place. We have a good friend who's streaming that we want to check out.
Good.
And like I said, my phone died. I can't see if you joined or not. What a lame part of this that I can't shout you out as you're joining the Vortex, but I definitely will connect with you outside of this, and we'll have to do a shout out celebration. And maybe have like a progress bar on our stream from now on that's related to the Vortex. Let's see. There are a few bands that do stories with their music. I think there's a couple. There's definitely a precedent for it. It's not like we made this up out of nowhere, but the line between did I get inspired by the movie or the book or the song first is so blurry for me that like I think I just am really looking forward for us to like expand in the different ways that we express ourselves. And animated shorts would be an absolute dream. I would like pass out from joy if I had someone to collaborate with on animated shorts. Oh, right. Okay, so Tomorrow Was Better Yesterday was a comic. That's what it was supposed to be. But that just didn't happen, and that's how it goes sometimes. And that's what's cool about time, is that you never know. Sometimes things come back around, and you get to do them later with a different mindset. Wait, is he still streaming? Like, let me raid somebody. Wait, I got distracted. So much love to all of you, immensely, deeply. Can't say it enough. You're just the best, and I really couldn't have asked for anything better in in my life than this community. So thank you. Thank you for the love and for being here to launch the Vortex.
Keep the floppy disks alive.
Yeah, like seriously,
Well,
like who's letting us do this? You all are encouraging this
This is
behavior.
like my wildest dream
You're
come
encouraging
true right
this
here.
behavior,
Like,
really.
making a cassette loop set out of floppy and vice versa, like floppy disks, cassettes. Like what? In 2023,
Unreal.
I'm old as shit.
And we're
know?
still here doing it.
Yeah.
We love you all. We'll see you in the Vortex, in the Discord, and on the stream on Saturday. We'll see you. Let's see if this works. Oh my gosh, I have my windows in all different places today. Oh, the characters that you've designed are already too recognizable. Oh, Vault. I hope you hear me. I'm still here, right? So much love to all of you. I appreciate it more than you know. Thank you, Noise, for being here. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you on the other side.